In this video, we will go over all the new heroes available in Season 2, their skills and inspiration levels. So if you're looking for more knowledge, this is the place. Let's dive in. Yeah, so let's talk about the new heroes again here. Okay, so Burn is the one that I just explained what it does, and the first one on the list is Carve. The pirate we've seen in the game already. When the hero skill hits an enemy inflicted with Burn, so now we know what it does, deals additional 30% relative fire damage to enemy and surrounding enemies, and obviously enlightenment, and we can see this is actually here suggested by this, but we know some heroes work better with crit and crit damage instead of that, so we'll see more. Strikes an enemy 6 times. Wow, 6 times on a battle skill, each dealing 30% attack and enlightenment. So the scaling is attack and enlightenment, so we'll definitely go enlightenment here, with 35% chance of inflicting 1 stack of burn on them for 10 seconds, and the chance can only go up to 45%. So low chance, but quite a lot of hits. Sadly, single target. Now, it actually explains what the burn is here. Invokes explosion at the carrier position every 10 seconds, consuming 1 stack of burn and dealing 130% fire damage to the carrier and surrounding enemies. Burn can up to 10 stacks. So yeah, quite cool. Then we go to the to the ultimate skill, and it covers the whole field and cause bombardment, basically bombards all the enemies on the field 3 times. That is quite cool, because we can bring him with basically build him with accuracy and put our witches remain. All enemies on the 3 times, each dealing 200 attack and 1000 enlightenment fire damage, with a 60% chance of inflicting 2 stacks of burn. Okay, for 10 seconds. So yeah, we definitely want to build him with accuracy as well, accuracy, enlightenment, because we need to apply these burns, right? That's what we need, unless we bring someone else who can enable that. Let's look at the inspiration levels. Okay, heals the hero by 8% max HP after killing an enemy. Not very useful against most single target bosses. Increases the chance of the battle skill effect by 10%. So this is huge, because at the moment it's 45, so it will be 55. So that is actually really, really good. 60 enlightenment, base enlightenment, that's huge. 30% attack, and ignores 35% of the target's resistance. Very, very useful when you try to apply this enlightenment. So Carve is the first new hero that went over. And then we have, let's go look through this. So everyone else is, and I'm not sure, but I think like they changed these a little bit of graphics here. It looks way better than the main game. But yeah, what do you mean? And the skin? Yeah, all right. So now we go here. The other one, and this is the exclusive one. I think he looks amazing. Huge fists, right? I think he was available in previous betas. So yeah, let's go. Increases all allies attack by 30% in all battles. Definitely good aura early on. Basic attacks deal additional 50% attack fire damage to enemies in 3 adjacent tiles in front of the hero. When the basic attack deals damage to enemies under burn, increases the hero's ultimate energy by 5%. So we saw this works really, really well, especially against the endgame boss. We'll see how it plays out here, but it means he can really recharge a lot of energy through the basic attacks, as long as we have someone with burn who can apply burn, and he can do it himself through the battle skill. So deals damage, 350 fire damage to enemies with range, and has a 75% chance, 100% with skills, on inflicting 1 stack of burn on them. So it's not a lot, but it's enough to be able to self-trigger this auto attacks. Now he dispel all enemies burn, okay, and deals 500 attack fire damage to them. Then triggers blast on all enemies, with each enemy as the blast center. Oh wow, dealing additional 190% attack fire damage to surrounding enemies. For each stack of burn previously dispelled from the enemy, the blast damage is increased by 75%. Oh, wow. So, 2 blasts, and that is a lot. 3, it's even more. So yeah, we definitely want someone with burn. Definitely burn. And he heals the hero. Why is my Twitch shaken? He heals. Okay, so everyone's got the similar thing here. 8 max HP after killing an enemy. For each enemy on the field, the hero deals 4% more damage. This effect stacks up to 5 times. So, okay, not too bad. Crit rate and crit damage. That's very good. Attack, that's very good. And when casting an ultimate skill, every stack of burn removed will increase his attack by 2% up to 20 times. And this bonus applies to the current ultimate skill until the next ultimate is cast. So not OP, but very, very good. So yeah, and he is available in the banner. So, you know, exclusive in the banner if you're lucky enough and you get him. Wow. Now we have Durem. Durem the dwarf, the flying dwarf. I think we have a few similar. Cool, Ganda. So let's see what he does. Whenever an enemy is burned, that's a passive skill, is dispelled, triggered, or expired, deals fire damage to the enemy and surrounding enemies. Wow, this looks powerful. I mean, we will be triggering burn, we will be expiring burn with our heroes. Locks onto 3 random enemies and fires missiles at them. Each missile deals 90% attack fired to enemies within range. So each missile will do AoE damage and has a 100% chance if we level the skills to inflict the burn, basically. And then he bombards the target area, dealing fire damage 3 times. So again, very good at applying defense down and stuff. And also grants 25% attack up and crit damage to all burn allies. Wow, definitely a very good hero if you're focusing burn team. So far, the 3 heroes that we read can really go well together. Let's see if there's any good alternatives to this from rares. Yeah, I mean, it looks like most of these heroes are support and, well, at least Durem. Durem seems like a very good support and damage dealer. Okay, Poison is not getting a new damage, but we can see new heroes. And I think, yeah, just as a thought, so the elements that will not get this burn, Thunderbolt, and Ice Shock, they will get mostly defensive and support heroes this season. Probably next season, they will receive new mechanics and the other will get their supports and stuff. So Malak, oh wow. Nice. So he's got someone's head, probably one of the summons. So from the Necro faction. Increases all allies defense by 45 in Grand Gladiator Arena. Okay, so it looks like PvP focused hero, but obviously we know those heroes can be utilized in PvE as well. When inflicted with control or ultimate down, gains 15% ultimate energy and heals the hero by 10% max HP. Oh wow, that's amazing. This effect can only occur once every 2 seconds. Okay, but every 2 seconds, if you're playing against something like our Pillar of Dark, this will be amazing. Also, if the hero fails, I mean, yeah. Also, if the hero fails to resist control or ultimate down, there is an extra 30% chance to nullify this effect, which means nope. So yeah, looks very, very strong on PvP. Deals damage based on attack and max HP to the enemy and heals himself for 12% max HP. The healing is doubled if the enemy is inflicted with debuff. So yeah, we're playing Poison here. Very easy to do that. Dispels all control from allies and grants them control immunity. Wow, definitely PvP oriented hero. Unless there will be more control in the PvE. Wow, and that's not it. Meanwhile, deals damage based on attack and max HP to the enemies within range, has a huge range, and has a 100% chance when skilled to apply attack penalty 2, which we know is sick after. And then we got inspiration effects, reduce the hero damage taken by 20% when under control. Upon being hit, okay, but yeah, we will have this control immunity, so I'm not sure how that's going to work, but well. Upon being hit by an enemy, reduces the hero's damage taken from that enemy by 1% up to 15 stacks. Wow. Skill haste, defense plus 30%, and when inflicted with control, reduce its duration by 50%. Quite powerful. Quite powerful PvP. Now we got Ergander and Malak, both very good PvP-oriented heroes. And we got support Stegamoffen. Attack in all battles, 30%. Alright, replicas. When the hero deals damage to an enemy, there is 25% chance of inflicting one debuff, randomly selected from the following debuffs on them for 5 seconds. 25% every... Basically, let's say, chance is like 25%, so not that high, but, you know, and it deals damage. It doesn't need to be the auto-attack damage, right? But we got all this so after debuffs here. So this one is actually a single target, and he deals 300 poison damage. The enemy with the highest attack, that's amazing, highest attack, that's important. This is a range hero who can do it. And marking it for 6 seconds. During this time, the hero will shoot an additional arrow at them when launching a basic attack. Dealing additional 80% damage. So we will be always hitting 2 targets unless the tank is the one with the highest attack. But yeah, that is actually quite amazing, because then we also have a chance to debuff the tank and the marked target. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Right, so huge AoE, which will go well with this passive of his, and summons a magic nexus. Oh, that's even better. That lasts 8 seconds in the target area, dealing 65% poison damage to enemies within range every 1 second. And that's why I meant it's even better. See this nexus? This will deal the damage 8 times, meaning we have 8 times more chance to apply this by just casting ultimate. And while the magic nexus exists, enemies who die in it cannot be resurrected. Wow, that's very useful PvP-wise. PvE we'll see in this season. Heals the hero after killing an enemy. When inflicting a debuff, there is a 70% chance of extending its duration by 30%. So the basic one is 5 seconds. With this, we're getting an extra 30%. Skill haste, yes, definitely. Accuracy, we want accuracy to apply these debuffs, and ignores 50% of targets defense. Very good hero. I mean, I'm really surprised with how good those heroes are so far. And now we're going to the lightning, where we are expecting new heroes that are focused on Thunderbolt, which is an AoE for we have our lightning. So Dauntless single target, this is more AoE oriented. So let's see, increases all allies attack by 45% in City of Trials battles. So not useful in dungeons, but endgame wise, very useful. At the start of combat, releases a mechanical creature to follow the nearest enemy, keeping them inflicted with electrocuted. Electrocuted invokes a lightning chain at the carrier position every 4 seconds, dealing 35% lightning derivative damage to the carrier and up to 4 additional targets. So yeah, this will be like a constant chain lightning there. The damage might not seem like a lot, but it's there, right? It's constant AoE damage. Now, battle skill deals 450. Oh, that's actually a long cooldown. There's no cooldown reduction on it. So deals 450% attack lightning damage to the enemy with a 75% chance of inflicting electrocuted. So again, we will need that accuracy. And so far it seems like we'll need accuracy on all of those, at least 2 new damage schools, let's call them. For 8 seconds, then triggers Thunderbolt, triggers damage dealt by electrocuted once. if the enemy is under electrocuted. So if someone is already electrocuted, they will on top get this extra damage triggered once. And then AoE damage, that's what we like. Targets an enemy, instructing mechanical creature to follow the target and initiate an electrical field that centers around the target for 10 seconds. When an enemy is inflicted with electrocuted, mechanical creature triggers Thunderbolt on them 2 times, wow, and deal 120 derivative lightning damage to all enemies within the electric field. So yeah, we'll definitely focus on attack and enlightenment here. With accuracy as well, we need to apply that, so it's not easy to, you know, build around this. Yeah, I think this is going to be a downside to all those heroes. They really seem really strong. Okay, so kill an enemy restores 8%. The hero gains 15% damage bonus when their HP is higher than 85%. Oh wow, that's pretty much common. Enlightenment 60, accuracy 50. Yes, I love it. I love that the inspiration levels actually boost these stats that are very important, like accuracy. Makes it easier to, you know, have these electrocutes. But obviously, inspiration is hard to get. And ignores 50% of the target's defense. So far, so good. Let's move forward. Per Kunte, so that's the exclusive one, exclusive hero. Okay, is it Zeus reincarnated? Let's see. You can see this amazing thunder in his hand. Increases all allies attack by 45% in Grand Gladiator Arena. Wow. Okay, so only PvP aura. When on the field, the hero gains 1 stack of Overwhelm with unlimited duration whenever electrocuted is triggered. Okay, what does Overwhelm do? We'll see. Probably explained somewhere else. This effect cannot be dispelled and is capped at 30 stacks. Okay. At the same time, the hero casts a lightning, dealing 40 attack to the enemy with the lowest HP. Oh, wow. That is like an assassin from... Well, not assassin because it's not a burst, but, you know, it's quite cool. Always cheap at the lowest HP target. The fewer enemies on the field, the higher the damage, up to 500 of the base damage. Oh, wow. So that is really strong against single target bosses, basically. Oh, wow. I definitely need to check this at the vortex and stuff. And the damage can be increased through the skills, through the scrolls. And AoE, as we can see, AoE damage here deals 220 attack lightning damage to enemies within range with a 40% chance, which goes to only 50, of inflicting electrocuted on them for 8 seconds. The cooldown is 10, so it's not terrible. Then trigger Thunderbolt once on them immediately. Okay, so low chance, but it's there, right? Now, okay, the whole map skills, I love them. Strikes all enemies twice, each triggering Thunderbolt once and dealing 275% lightning damage. For every stack of Overwhelm on the hero, increases the damage of this skill by 3%. Okay, so that's why it's like 550 plus we can get a 90% increase if we are at max stacks. All stacks of Overwhelm on the hero will be cleared after this skill is cast. Hold on. Okay, unlimited duration. Okay. So yeah, definitely we want to bring as much electrocuted as we can. And yeah, this skill can be upgraded as well. So yeah, really strong hero. Let's see what we have in inspiration. Heals. For each enemy on the field, the hero deals 4% more damage. This effect stacks up at 5, so when we're playing against 5, that's 20. But against single target boss, we still get this 4% more. Crit rate and crit damage is boosted here. Attack plus 30%. And every time the passive skill is triggered, target the 2 enemies with the lowest HP with a lightning strike. If only one enemy is targeted, this attack ignores 50% of their defense. Oh, wow. This is actually huge. Basically, if there's multiple targets, you double the passive damage, right? And if there's only one, you ignore 50% of their defense. Oh wow, that is actually really good. And I mean, we don't really need this electrocuted here from him if we get someone else to do it. It's low chance, so definitely better to skip it altogether, bring someone who can do that, and focus on the damage. And I think this is what the game is telling us, because he doesn't have any base accuracy or doesn't have it in his inspiration. So that's quite cool. Very good hero. I mean, I love the look. I love the look. Let's move onto Shainar Shatan. Yeah, sorry guys, I butchered the names, but this is not an easy one. Shainashtan. Anyway, enlightenment based hero, so 60 enlightenment. Use lightning to strike up to 2 random enemies inflicted with electrocuted every 4 seconds, dealing 120 attack with a 70 chance, which goes to 80. Okay. Okay, so if they have electrocuted already, he will strike 2 of them. But if there's no electrocuted, then I mean this passive probably doesn't work. So you need to bring another electrocuted hero. Deals 200 attack and 2400 enlightenment lightning damage up to 2 random enemies and has 100% chance of inflicting electrocuted on them. So yeah, very good. We have at least 2 targets that will be inflicted with electrocuted every 10 seconds. So this will pop again. So yeah, very, very useful. And then grants 15% attack up to all Thunderbolt allies for 10 seconds. Then deals damage to enemies within range with a 75% chance, which goes to 100 to... Okay, so AoE electrocuted through the ultimate plus 15% attack up to all Thunderbolt heroes. So definitely essential buffer and enabler on the electrocuted, because this will also keep this electrocuted on the targets that already have electrocuted. Let's see his inspiration levels. He takes 20% less crit damage. Okay, very useful against, you know, Arena and Feymanders. I'm not sure if those actually can crit. Very useful. The hero gains 15% damage bonus when their HP is higher than 85%. So that's something we already saw, but it's kind of new in this season. Crit rate, crit damage. So that's what, well, they are suggesting is good on him. And accuracy, and ignores 35% of target's resistance. Right. So see this last skill. Ignores 35% of the target's resistance plus the accuracy. So makes it so much easier to, you know, just reduce the total amount of accuracy. But it's not as easy as just adding another 50 accuracy. That would be so much easier to calculate, because now you need to basically base off how much resistance the target has, which the bosses tell us, but PvP wise and stuff is a little bit harder. But yeah, there he is, Shai Nashtan. And we move on to Rally. Okay, I don't see anything new. And there we go, Ardref. Oh, there's an interesting thing about her. You guys remember Uteor? She will be the new Uteor. She will be available during the mid season event, which I'm gonna go over now. So if we go here, we can see that she's event exclusive reward. And so yeah, she will be available in the Lunar Halo Radiance event, which has similar rules, basically probably the same thing we need to do with different bosses, hopefully. And we can obtain her, and she costs the same amount. We can see that she will cost us 200, which will be way easier to obtain this season compared to the previous season, because everyone will be stronger. Okay, so let's read her skills. She is a defensive unit. As I said, I think Rally, Poison, and Necro, they will get only supports and defensive units this season. That's my guess. That's my take on it. And so far, yeah. 30% defense in all battles, amazing. This is one of my favorite auras when we're trying to survive instead of dealing damage. After the battle starts, the hero gains 1 stack of blessing every 5 seconds, which equals to 3% defense and 10 resistance. Oh wow, a better Garius. This buff is permanent and cannot be dispelled up to 10 stacks, so we got a 30% defense and 100 resistance. Oh wow. When the hero blessing reaches 10 stacks, grants 10 stacks of blessing to all allies. What? That is huge. 30% defense and 100 resistance to everyone, but the battle has to last at least 50 seconds. Right? So Garius receives this buff when he's getting damaged. She gets it passively. And looks like it is permanent to the allies as well. This passive alone, as you are saying, is better than Uteor altogether. And yeah, if we pair Garius with her, we play two defensive heroes. Garius has a 60% increase in defense with his heals. His heals going to be huge. Okay, she's definitely one I'm getting her, definitely. I mean, she also looks amazing. Not gonna lie. If you know me, you know I'm a collector. So let's go, okay? Let's go further. This is only a passive, and it's already amazing. So yeah, they learned their lesson with Uteor. Maybe they will buff Uteor. Heals the ally with the lowest percentage of HP by 200% defense. So it scales with defense similar to Garius and grants defense up to them. 60% increased defense. Lowest HP, if you bring Garius and he's tanking, he's going to have a lot. And obviously another healer. When this skill is cast on a target below 50%, healing will be increased by 30%, okay? And reduces the recharge time of the target's next battle skill by 50%. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, this is a lot. This is huge. 50% battle skill increase? Who is Radiant with? Radiant Frost. Oh, dude, this is amazing for the Frost team. I'll explain why once we get to the Frost team. Because, well, I can explain now. Frost team, the new Frost team, will be based around battle skills. So this is really good for them. This is really good, and you guys will see once we get to the Frost team. Now, Sanctuary Blessing, whole map, I love it. 16 seconds cooldown. Oh, dude, this is amazing. You don't even... Oh, wow. 16-second base. Okay, anyway, let's see. Enhances the hero for 10 seconds, increasing all allies. Healing received by 50% in the duration, and increases the hero basic attack, dealing 300 defense each time. So if we build her with defense during the 10 seconds, she will probably do a lot of damage. And with the basic attacks, I mean 2 seconds attack, so 5 auto attacks there, basically. And the upkeep will only down like, 6 seconds, but we can boost it with, haste. When enhanced, each of the hero's basic attacks grants the ally with the lowest HP with 180 defense, healing, and has a 100% chance of dispelling 1 debuff from them. Wow. Okay, she looks good. She sounds good. We'll see how she's in paper. It's all single target heals though, but looks amazing and sounds amazing as well. She takes 20% less crit. When granting a buff, there is a 70% chance of extending its duration by 30%. Wow. Skill haste, yes, I would guess so. Skill haste and defense. I mean, if we try, we might be able to get her to keep that ultimate constantly. There might be a way to do it. Has 35% chance to get immune to the control to be inflicted. Not bad. I mean, wow. That is amazing. She is going to be good. We'll get her through the mid of the season event though. Okay, wow. That is a really good hero to look forward to. And as I said, we can look at this, and the factions that do not get any new damage types are getting supports and defensive heroes. So next we got Rose. Ooh, son. So what? Does she look similar to Huberg? Where's Huberg? Does she have similar stuff? No, I can't even see Huberg's stuff. Anyway, let's look at Ross. When the hero has a buff, the enemy cannot resist debuffs inflicted by the hero. Oh, wow. So we don't need to build accuracy as long as she's got some kind of a buff. And we can gain a buff here through the battle skill. Deals 250 attack, enlightenment. radiant damage to enemies within range, AoE, and has 75 to 100 chance of inflicting a recharge speed penalty. Meanwhile, the hero gains enlightenment. Alright, so she's based on enlightenment. We got enlightenment here as well, so that's what the game is telling us to build. Cast the spell 4 times, wow, each dealing 80%, so 320 and 3200 enlightenment damage to a random enemy and then enemies around it. Wow, and 75% chance of inflicting attack penalty too. This is amazing. I can't stress it enough. There was no good hero to do that for the Radiant team except Sagomir. Sagomir is a tank. You want Garius. You don't want to bring a second tank, but this looks solid. Oh, it doesn't end there. Meanwhile, heal allies surrounding the random enemy by 4% target max HP and 600 enlightenment with a 100% chance of dispelling 1 debuff from them. That's super good. I mean, healing, damage seems huge. Attack penalty, so far, jack of all trades. The hero casts the spell 1 extra time. Oh, for every 100 enlightenment they have, up to 6 times with each cast of this skill. Am I reading that correctly? 6 times plus 4, so 10 times in total. Right? Because it's not going to be 4 times 6. It's like, you know, Huberx. So yeah, 10 times in total. 800 attack, yeah, that makes sense. That's around what everyone else has. 800, but 6,400 enlightenment. Oh wow, man, that looks amazing. I just want to see that in action, and I got resources to get all these heroes to level 100, so I will do that. But first, I want to go over all of them to see what they do, and then we can try different one. Now, we got Fessa, support. Again, as I said, okay, another one, another mage, basically. Accuracy by 50 in all battles. We're going with Frost team this season. This is a really huge and probably need. No, Frost doesn't need it. Anyway, increases the success rate for all allies to grant any buffs or inflict any debuffs by 20%, and decreases the success rate for all enemies to grant any buffs or inflict any debuffs by 20%. Okay, that is amazing. See, if you're playing Arena and you have her, and someone has a 100% chance to apply a debuff, no, he's down to 80%, plus he has to have enough accuracy to do it. So, you know, even if he's got like 100 more accuracy than you have, he can still miss. And if he doesn't put scrolls into his heroes and he's got 75% chance, that is bad. And you know, all the buffs usually 100%, now only 80%. That is amazing passive basically. And this will allow a lot different team compositions in Arena. And this effect will not expire when the hero dies. So you can, as long as she's there, this works. Grants damage reduction and damage delay. Oh, damage delay, new game mechanic to all allies for 5 seconds. The recharge time is 10, so 30% less damage taken, but 40% of the damage taken is deducted gradually over 5 seconds instead. Nice, new mechanic, very good to know. We're getting new stuff instead of just, you know, reapplying the old mechanics. Oh, Home Up AoE attack damage to all enemies and has a 50% chance of inflicting blind, which prevents basic attacks hitting the targets, and recharge speed penalty for 10 seconds. On top of that, grants debuff immunity to all allies. Oh wow. The chance of inflicting the debuffs is 75% plus 20 from her passive, so 95. Oh, let's go back. I forgot to do Rose's inspiration effect. When taking damage equal to 20% of the hero's max HP, has 50% chance of dispelling 1 debuff on the hero. This skill only takes effect once during a period. Period of what? A whole battle. When granting a buff, there is a 70 chance of extending its duration by 30%. Enlightenment, oh, that's good. She's granting the buff to herself, the enlightenment buff. She's got 60 enlightenment, defense 30%, wow. And buffs granted with the battle skill cannot be dispelled. Yeah, that's one counter, you can dispel this enlightenment buff. But now it's not there. Okay, let's go back to Fiza and her inspiration levels. Oh, when the ally dies, heals the hero by 15% max HP. We don't want any of our allies dies, but obviously in arena, this is not available. Upon being hit by an enemy reduces the hero damage taken from the enemy by 1% up to 15 stacks. Quite like it. Haste, accuracy, and buffs granted with the battle skill cannot be dispelled, which means this damage delay and damage reduction cannot be dispelled. Right. So Ross, Fiza, and we go down. Urine. Okay, so now we start the Frost. The Frost have received a new battle type called Ice Blast, and it is interesting because it works. It's based mostly on the battle skills. So let's go over that quickly. We got Beldel, the first Ice Blast hero. There she is. Crit damage by 30 in all battles. Amazing aura, especially at the end game when you're aiming for the 100% crit rate. If the hero has an ice crystal, okay, ice crystal is the mechanic of the Ice Blast. All these heroes will have these ice crystals, which will help them do something extra, something cool, something like wild, but it will work in a different way. Like if you watched Rush's Heartfire, this is basically something similar. Consumes 1 stack of ice crystal to cast the skill again. So you can cast battle skill twice. Damage dealt from the current skill will be increased by 25% upon triggering this effect, up to 100% of the base damage. If the skill isn't triggered again within 3.5 seconds, then accumulated damage bonus is emptied. Yeah, something like Rally, but we can get more than 1 stack of the buff. With Rally, you can only have 1 Rally buff. It doesn't go to 2 stacks, 3 stacks, yeah? In here, you can have 2, 3, 4 stacks of these ice crystals and you consume 1, basically. Well, depending. Some of the skills might consume all of them. Now, the battle skill, a single target, yes, this is a team oriented about single target, mostly. Deals 250 attack cold damage to the enemy while ignoring their shield, and the hero gains crit damage up, which is a 30% crit damage, wow, plus the 30 from the aura. And yeah, if we have an ice crystal, this will hit twice, so 500 attack every 10 seconds. I mean, it's a huge burst. Now, the ultimate strikes an enemy 3 times, each dealing 285 damage with a 50% chance of gaining 1 stack of ice crystal. So as you can see, we can get up to 3 stacks of the ice crystal if we're lucky. But worst case, maybe we'll end up with 1. And we can see here the carrier's battle skill will gain additional effect. Ice crystal stacks up to 5 times. Okay, so 5 is the maximum we can get free here. And as you can see, the damage here is still good. I mean, it's still good damage, right? We don't need any accuracy. And we will do a huge damage every 10 seconds. Okay, so yeah, definitely good. Let's look at the inspiration here. Damage dealt to enemies with a shield is increased by 20%. So we ignored the shield here, don't we? Yeah, we ignored the shield, but if they have a shield, we'll do an extra 20% damage. That will not hit the shield, it will avoid the shield, ignore it, and hit directly our enemy. So this damage increase is really good. Each time the battle skill is cast, and they will be cast a lot and sometimes double time, increases the damage dealt by 1.65%. Okay, so basically by 16.5% because it will stack to 10 times. Crit rate, crit damage, huge attack boost, and there's a 30% chance to obtain 1 stack of ice crystal when casting battle skill. Oh wow, so we can really have a lot of this ice crystals on her, so she might not even need someone to enable her. And what I mean, there are heroes that do that. and we'll get to them shortly. So Zorak, look at this guy. Look at this guy. I love these huge orcs. Now, Shared Faith, passive. When an ally casts a spell that consumes Ice Crystal, the hero fires an icicle at the current target, dealing derivative cold damage with a 35% chance, which can go to 50, of gaining 1 stack of Ice Crystal. That sounds amazing. This is going to be like All-Star, but instead of Frost, you require ally to cast Ice Crystal, basically. Yeah, so we have a further explanation here with the route reduction. That's just passive. That's just passive of that hero. And then we go with his battle skill. Fires an icicle at enemy, dealing this damage based with attack and enlightenment. Consumes all the hero's ice crystals, right? So he consumes all of them, not one. Every stack of ice crystal consumes launches an additional icicle, dealing the same amount of damage. Oh wow. Okay, so he's not casting that twice. He's basically making an extra icicle per this, and we can get, yeah, basically every time an ally does it, we have a 50% chance to get one, and then we moved into ultimate. Oh, grants 40% damage up. Damage dealt will be increased by 40% to all Ice Blast allies for 10 seconds with a 100% chance of granting them 1 stack of Ice Crystal. Oh, that is amazing. Meanwhile, all Ice Blast allies gain the effect of Zorok's passive skill for 15 seconds. What? This is going to proc so many icicles. I want to see that in action. That looks huge. Obviously, this is just raw skills that we are reading, and I will be able to see them all in action. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Now, obviously I didn't mention that by each stack of inspiration also increases HP, defense, and attack by 8%. We know that. Now, healing the hero after enemies dead. They didn't want to make it too OP here, I think. The hero gains 15% damage bonus when his HP is higher than 85%, so, you know, all the shields will be quite useful healing as well. Enlightenment, attack, and increases the ultimate skill's initial energy by 5. So if we look at this, initial recharge time is 12. So this will knock it down to like, well, 7? Looks good. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, he looks amazing. And then we move forward. Okay, we got all of those. We got Shinan. Who's the other exclusive hero? I forgot. So we had 2 exclusive heroes so far. So yeah, I forgot to mention that Beldel is the other exclusive hero, so she can be only stronger with her exclusive artifact. Right, let's move to Shina. Shina, the Frost Mermaid. Right, let's go over here. Skills. All allies attack by 45% in City of Trial battles, and if the hero has an ice crystal after casting the battle skill, so you know, he has to have like 2. Well, not really. Oh, that hero. Okay. Cast it again by consuming 1 stack of ice crystal. Sorry guys, I was overthinking it with the ally heroes. When granting ice crystal to all Ice Blast allies, the hero will additionally grant 1.5 attack up that lasts for 10 seconds to all Ice Blast allies up to 10 seconds. Okay, interesting. So we can get maximum 15% attack up, but how often will we grant these Ice Blasts? Let's see. Generate a Frost Bomb. Oh, that is, look at this. This is quick. After a brief channeling, oh, maybe that's why. So basically we cast it, but it's gonna cast a little bit longer. So that's why this cast time is set so low, because it will still be like 10 seconds. And generate Frost Bomb after a brief channeling, dealing 90% cold damage to the enemy. Generates an extra Frost Bomb for each stack of Ice Crystal the hero has. Each time a Frost Bomb hits the target, there is a 50% chance of granting 1 stack of Ice Crystals to an Ice Blast ally. Okay, so that's quite good enabler here for everyone else. And yes, we will go over the epic and rare heroes after the legendary ones. Continuously cast a spell for 6 seconds. During this period, strikes a random enemy every 0.5 seconds, so that's a lot actually. Each time dealing cold damage with a 50% chance of granting 1 stack, which can go to 65. So 12 times. Oh, she can give a lot. She can give a lot. And yeah, that is 960 attack cold damage. Wow. So, this doesn't look like a lot, but, it's every half second for the 6. So that's 12 times this. Wow. But obviously, this is, it's not a burst damage. So it's like chipping. But yeah, anyway, let's go and look at the inspiration heals. Each time the hero ultimate skill is cast, increases its damage dealt by 3.5% up to 5 stacks. So we're also increasing the damage. Crit rate, crit damage, attack, and ignores 50% of the defense. Okay, so far so good. And we're down to the last. Is it last? No. Yeah, I think so. Last one. So a change for Utior. The wording here is changed when any other hero unit dies, gains 10% ultimate energy. So this might work with the summons. We'll try it. We'll see it. And we got 2. Okay, so we got 2 defensive. Okay, interesting. No support, just defensive. I'm really struggling with supports here, really. But yeah, Questitia. So we could see her. I mean, she looks amazing. And that sword is cool. Grand Arena defense 45%. When taking damage, there is a 25% chance of inflicting recharge speed penalty on the attacker for 5 seconds. The hero takes 30% less damage from basic attacks. The chance can go to 35%. So to apply this, we need to build accuracy. So we need to build accuracy here. Elvis' wife. Yeah. Okay, ooh, that's interesting, guys. Okay, drags the fattest enemy towards the hero. We'll see if it pulls straight to her or just pulls it toward the hero, and stops at certain point. That will be amazing. This is like a butcher from Diablo. Inflicting damage with a 75% chance, which can go to 100. Inflicting fear, unable to launch basic attacks or cast skills. And knock them up. So they can't. Okay, so that's like for 3 seconds. Okay. Meanwhile, has a 75% chance of inflicting prohibition, healing prohibition. So that's very good, Okay, so there we go. Siege break. Oh, okay, Sagomir's type of attack here, and we got 3 times, so similar to Sagomir and others. So very good to put Witch's Remain on. And dealing damage to enemies within range, because we'll need to build accuracy there as well. And reducing their ultimate energy by 10% while granting the hero healing. So yeah, this ultimate energy is very good as well. AoE, little less range than Ripek has, mostly front. If someone puts his heroes in the corner, can be easily avoided, but we'll still drag these heroes, That's amazing. But yeah, 100% chance of inflicting attack penalty. So we don't really need to skill her for PvE purposes. If you got her and you've been lucky, you can use her as a tank with attack penalty as well and some self-healing. So yeah, quite good. Let's look at the inspiration levels. Take less crit damage. So yeah, this is like PvP oriented, passive basically. Gains 50% damage when their HP is higher than 85%. Very hard to basically have as a tank. Maybe as an off tank will be better. Crit rate, crit damage, that is interesting. She's a defensive one, is she not? And, they're trying to tell us maybe build her a little bit more into attack. But I think she's defensive because they couldn't put her in the summon. So that's why they put her in defensive. They could put her as a support, but, this role probably... So she's going to be more a bruiser than a tank. HP here, and ignores 35% of target resistance. So yeah, definitely this doesn't look like tank skills. This is more like bruiser type hero. The reason for that is obviously the Necro team has only summon, defense, and support. And as we know, they tend to put labels on those heroes that do not meet any of those special damage types. So since there's no new damage type for them, they just put her as defense, but she doesn't sound like a tank, yeah. Basically off-tank bruiser type of a hero with self-heal, self-sustain, and debuffs. Okay, now we move to what's his name? Dalk. Accuracy in Gladiator Arena attacks an enemy with highest attack. That's very important. At the start of the combat, that's a passive, while dealing damage and marking the target to inflict with 30 stacks of attack penalty. So we have attack reduction and we have attack penalty, which reduces attack by 1%. Ooh, 30 stacks. Oh wow! And that lasts 30 seconds. Obviously, the target will do more and more damage eventually. So if that's a good counter against Sigrid, yeah, the huge damage attack penalty plus you can still apply attack down. Yeah, looks cool. Yeah, then it deals damage to the enemy with the highest attack. Again, wow, very good PvP hero, I would say. And has a 75% chance of inflicting attack penalty 2 on them, which is 100% every 12 seconds. Oh, that's so annoying. You can really, like, delay or basically make the highest attack hero in an enemy team not a threat. Oh, something new. The hero gains accuracy bonus, so basically the game is telling us you need to make sure you apply that. Then deals huge single target damage to the enemy with the highest HP. Okay, this is weird. So we focus this enemy with the lowest, with the highest attack, and then we do this to the highest HP, which will be usually tank or maybe even support. We'll reduce their ultimate energy by 30%. That's huge. With a 70. Oh, nice. I know what it does. With inflicting banish. Banish. The target will disappear temporarily from the battlefield in which it can neither move nor be selected. So you know what that does? It makes the tank disappear and all your team can rush to the enemy backline instead. Yes, exactly. Like, you know, when you use Fia right now, you use Fia, and when there's an assassin hitting your backline and she turns everyone invisible, that assassin moves to the tank. This is something better. If someone runs one tank in the arena, you remove that tank from the game for 5 seconds. This gives you time to move onto enemy backline, clear it, and win the fight. Wow. Wow. That looks solid. This is interesting. This hero is interesting for the arena. He might be the meta. I mean, he might change the meta and we might start using 2 tanks in the arena or 2 melee. It doesn't have to be 2 tanks as long as you have 2 melees and second melee can survive as well. He takes 20% less crit damage and when the hero HP is below 60%, interesting, heals him. Oh, wow, constant healing. Up until he goes above 60%. Okay, it's not much, it's 1% max HP per second, but it's huge. Skill haste, yes, definitely we want skill haste there. Accuracy, we won't have that banished. And when inflicted with control, reduce its duration by 50%. Wow. This is amazing. This is going to be either meta defining or useless. I think it will change the meta. The PvP meta, which I don't really care because I don't play PvP. Okay, so that's all the legendary heroes, guys. Let's move on to the epic heroes. And there's quite a few of them as well. And Burn, again, something that I am really interested in. We have this skin in the game. When the hero and summoned, his name is Rax. When the hero and summoned units deal damage to enemies inflicted with Burn, has 75% chance of triggering Blast once. Dispel 1 stack of Blast and triggers AoE damage dealt by Burn once. Okay. Okay, so we can trigger the AoE damage of the burn that we will apply through the heroes. Now, deals 320 damage to enemies within range and has a 75% chance of inflicting 1 stack of burn on them. Okay, so we can spread burn. And again, for those of you who forgot, because the burn team was first, burn invokes explosion at the carrier's position every 10 seconds, which is like, you know, delayed damage basically, consuming 1 stack of burn and dealing 140% attack fire derivative damage to the carrier and surrounding enemies. Burn can up to 10 stacks. Now, he also summons a self-made turret at the target location for 20 seconds. Recharge time is 16 if you max his scrolls. The turret will attack enemies within the range regularly, and it deals 150% fire damage to enemies within range with a 50% chance of inflicting one stack of burn for 10 seconds. Alright, that is not bad actually. I mean, we'll see how quick this attacks. Okay, because we can probably stack burn quite quickly if it's fast. Yeah, we didn't have like many constructs here. We got summons, but now we have a chance to summon a few things here. And we got Arrakis. He was available in the first beta as well. I mean, the burn team was there. Okay, the burn team was there, was available. I actually had him and he didn't do too much damage. But obviously now the burn mechanic has been changed a little bit. So increases crit damage by 24 in all battles. I like that. That sounds like Tonalnen. I mean, that sounds like not Tonalnen. It sounds like some hero that will be focused on crit rate and crit damage. When the hero deals damage to an enemy with a basic attack, there's a 30% chance of inflicting the enemy with one stack of burn. Goes to up to 40%. Okay, basic attack we do every 2 seconds without any equipment. And we got 40% chance to apply that. Very good against single targets. I'm not gonna lie, obviously. Sounds really good against single target. We'll see how if he's got any AoE skills, and yes, he does. Run him. Okay, I don't like melee heroes, truth to be told, they tend to die easily. But we'll see. He gains a shield, very good for survival, similar to Usha. And then deals damage to enemies around the hero every 0.8 seconds for 4 seconds. So that's 5 times. This triggers 5 times, so 300 on the battle skill, and we have a chance to apply this 5 times. So a lot of burn can be applied around him. And now, Flame Domain. So again, around him, he basically bursts around him. Deals fire damage to enemies within range. If the targets are under burn, dispel all burn from them. Okay, we know we have a legendary hero like that, so probably both of them might not work too well, but we'll see. Okay, it's just, you know, we need to see these heroes in action. Every stack of burn dispelled deals additional 220 fire damage to them. Oh, dude. If we have, how many burns can we have on the target? 10 maximum. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't think it will be easy to get 10 burns, but it looks like, you know, Vortex. It's easy to just hit one target. Let's see who else we got. Oh, so yeah, these guys don't have inspiration, so it will be easier to go through them. We got Lily. Oh, by the way, guys, look at this. Folly is back. We got Folly back. Increase all allies' accuracy by 40 in all battles. Yeah, okay, so the issue with those heroes, with the burn heroes, they need accuracy as well. So this accuracy auras will be very, very helpful there. For each enemy inflicted with burn on the field, the hero gains stack of 5% attack up to 10 stacks, so that's 50%. Wow, okay, that's good. That's really good. So maybe the epic heroes will be really, really good as well. Oh, okay. Screaming Fire Spirit. 10 seconds cooldown. Cast a fireball that bounces between the enemies for up to 5 times, dealing 100% fire damage to enemies upon hit with a 75% chance, which probably goes to 100, yes it does, of inflicting 1 stack of burn. The fireball will prioritize enemies that are not inflicted with the burn. That's quite cool. I like it. And deals 550 fire damage in AoE with a range and triggers blast on enemies inflicted with burn. So dispel 1 stack to trigger AoE damage by burn once. Okay, interesting, very good. I think it's a good hero. Not gonna lie, looking at this skills and stats. Nothing here. Holas is still Holas. Galit, new support. Accuracy in City of Trials. Basic attacks trigger Toxic Blast on the enemy, dealing 50% attack damage to surrounding enemies within range and 50% chance of inflicting accuracy penalty. I mean, I never really noticed how good accuracy penalty is. Hopefully one of you knows and can educate me. I would like to learn that, but yeah. Deals 40% poison damage to the enemy and has a 75% chance, 100%, of inflicting stun on them for 3 seconds with a chance to knock back the target for 1 tile. Interesting. This can be really annoying in arena if you knock back the tank. We know how Guardius is, how annoying he is when he knocks back everyone. Oh, okay, interesting. Deals 720 poison damage to enemies within range and has 75% chance of inflicting stun on them for 5 seconds, with a 100% chance to knock back the target for 3 tiles. That is actually interesting. Okay, so some crowd control coming from this little gnome here. And then we move forward here. And I don't see anything, nothing here. Oh, we got someone. There we go. Hirvolm, Thunderbolt. So Thunderbolt is the lightning AoE oriented team. So when the enemy's electrocuted is triggered, reduce the hero's current battle skill recharge time by 10%. This skill only takes effect once every 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds we can remove 10% of our battle skill if the enemy's electrocuted is triggered, and this does damage. Okay, so deals 300 lightning damage to enemies with a range and with a 40% chance, which goes to 60, of inflicting electrocuted. So yeah, we will need that what's it called, accuracy, to make sure this works. But with this, we can cast it very often, and I think this will be a very good enabler. Not 100% one, but a very good enabler for electrocuted from the epic range. The hero gains 20% attack up for 10 seconds. Oh, he's melee. I don't like melee heroes, but yeah, anyway, that's my personal view. Deals 400% attack to enemies within range, Sagomir's range. If you had Sagomir, you know what I'm talking about. If the enemies are under the effect of electrocuted, deals extra, and deals basically extra 450 lightning damage and triggers Thunderbolt once on them. Thunderbolt triggers trigger damage dealt by electrocuted once. So I think this Thunderbolt will also work on his passive. So, quite a lot of damage coming from this, definitely, because you will be reducing this this energy every 3 seconds. And that is a huge damage altogether. If there's electrocuted on the target, 850, that is huge scaling. And AoE basically, but very good at single target as well. And no inspiration. Manda. Right. The hero and the turrets will prioritize. Oh, turrets, nice. Enemies that are not inflicted with electrocuted. In addition, each time the hero and the turret successfully inflict electrocuted, each turret gains 1 stack of attack up to 10 stacks. A newly created turret will inherit all attack up stacks previously gained. Nice, that's very good. So the stacks will move onto the newly created turret. Summons a turret which occupies 1 tile on the battlefield and has a certain amount of HP with unlimited duration. Nice. It will attack enemies at regular intervals. There can be up to 2 turrets on the battlefield at the same time. When the turret numbers reaches the upper limit, cast this skill to fully restore HP for the turret with the lowest current HP. Nice, that's really good. I mean, 10 seconds cooldown, and if there's no one targeting your turrets, they can get fully healed. I wonder how much HP they have and if they're going to be useful against, bosses that do AoE damage. The turret basic attack deals 100% attack with a 20% chance of inflicting electrocuted for 8 seconds. Okay, that's really good. I mean, with 2, yeah, is that how many we can have? Yeah, 2 turrets hitting, that electrocuted will have probably a high upkeep. Grants attack speed 2 and 20% attack up to all turrets for 10 seconds. The chance of inflicting electrocuted by the turret's basic attack is increased by 40% within the next 10 seconds. So yeah, that's an interesting hero. I mean, you set up the turrets, they deal damage, and They have boosted attack speed, attack damage, applying more electrocuted. So we'll see. Probably sounds like enabler, basically, like kind of a support for Thunderbolt, really, more than damage. But we'll see the damage of these turrets. You know, it might be surprising. Okay, and then we go to Rally. Oh, and Rally doesn't get any epic hero. That is sad. I mean, yeah, Rally is already hard to build. They have good epic heroes. I'm not gonna lie, most of them are really good. But I thought they will get something. They don't. Okay, let's move to the Frost team. So I'm expecting Ice Blast heroes here. Yeah. Here we go. So Garfin. Oh, looks like Gotuna. 30% damage in the attack in all dungeon battles. If the hero has ice crystals, after casting a battle skill, consume 1 stack of them and cast the skill again. Upon obtaining ice crystal, the hero gains crit damage up. Ooh, nice. 30% crit damage when we get the ice crystal. Strikes an enemy twice, each dealing cold damage. Then the hero gains crit rate bonus, 20% crit rate bonus. And it doesn't require any crystals. That's good. So every time we cast this, we get a crit bonus. Yeah. Gains 1 stack of ice crystal immediately if the skill kills an enemy. Okay, so yeah, we sadly are not getting any unless we kill an enemy. Jumps towards an enemy, dealing 780 cold damage and gaining 1 stack of ice crystal. Okay, so she definitely needs someone, you know, to enable her with this at least once. I mean, we can still do that, then followed by this and do double, basically. But, you know, it's better if we get more ice crystals, at least 2 constantly. And then we go to Sadek. Oh, an old guy with a hat. So yeah, a gnome engineer. Let's see. If the hero has ice crystal, after casting a battle skill, cast it again. The hero skill has a 50% chance of ignoring 30% enemy defense. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Strikes an enemy 3 times, each dealing 80% cold damage. Increases the damage of this skill by 10% each time this skill is cast in a battle. And this effect stacks up to 10 times. Ooh, that's interesting, and it doesn't disappear. So we can get a 100% increase here, but obviously it will take time to build. Once it builds, it will do a lot of damage, single target. 700 cold damage to enemies within range, with a 75% chance of gaining 1 stack, which goes to 100. Okay, so far those heroes seems good on the paper when it comes to dealing damage. However, we need someone to give them these ice crystals. I mean, if they have at least 2, that means every time we have the upkeep on the you know, ultimate, we can still cast this extra time. So, you know, someone to apply 1, give them 1 more will be good. And let's see if we got someone like that. We got Bledin, another archer. Max HP in all battles, interesting choice. If the hero has an ice crystal after casting a battle skill, cast it again by consuming 1. When the hero skills trigger a critical hit, there is a 20% chance of granting 1 stack of ice crystal to 1 ice blast ally. This is what I mean. And it will be a 30% chance, okay? But it's only skills. So but at least it's something, right? We got a chance here, but let's see more. So he strikes the enemy twice, each dealing cold damage with additional 20% chance of triggering a critical hit. So basically we need to build him with 80% crit hit to make sure this always crits. And when it does, we give... Oh, we only have 20% chance. Okay, so still not 30. So still not ideal, but it's being cast twice, so the chance is twice. Then we go over here and we got this attack up for 10. Okay, grants 20% attack up for 10 seconds and 2 stacks of ice crystal to the hero and the ice crystal ally with the highest attack. Okay, I think there's a typo here, and the ice crystal ally that should be in the ice blast ally with the highest attack. Okay, so yeah, he's definitely the enabler from the epic tier. Then strikes the enemy 3 times, so he can apply 3 more crystals if he crits with these skills, right? well, 20% chance to apply, with additional 20% chance of triggering a critical hit. And yeah, the good thing is these ice crystals, they do not disappear after a certain duration. So, you know, as long as he can keep that on the other heroes, they will do damage. So yeah, this is definitely a epic hero that will enable every other Ice Blast hero if you don't have those legendaries. So that's the last Ice Blast. Let's see if we got any new summon heroes. Obviously no summon because they will give us supports. Yes, we got one. Yeah, one new Necro hero support, melee. Okay. The hero gains 15% ultimate energy whenever an ally is inflicted with a debuff. Ooh, okay, but it can only take effect once every 5 seconds. So still not bad. I mean, 50% ultimate per debuff. Deals necrotic damage around herself to the enemies around the hero and has 75%, which goes to 100, inflicting shield prohibition on them. Shield prohibition, new mechanic. So the enemy can't obtain a shield. Instead of dispelling shield, we can prevent them from getting shield. Strikes enemy 3 times. Okay, so definitely someone who can be good, which is Remain or the Crown Enabler, because we need to build her with accuracy anyway. Each dealing 300. Okay, so we got 900 necrotic damage here with 50% chance, which can go only to 75 of inflicting recharging speed penalty for 10 seconds. Meanwhile, the third attack has a 100% chance, if we get this level 3, of inflicting attack penalty too. This is very good. This is really good. I like it. I mean, single target wise, very good debuffer. And, you know, she can even cast it more often. But, you know, it's hard. Okay, so these are all the epic heroes. Let's see if we got any rares. And we do. Okay, interesting. We got bigs, so I can see we are getting actually a lot of burn heroes compared to everyone else. Every third basic attack has a 100% chance of inflicting 1 stack of burn on the target for 10 seconds. Every third basic attack. I love it. If you build him with attack speed, he's already have a quick attack speed, you can see here. Accuracy, you can apply it. I mean, it's a cheap single target. Burn applier. So yeah, and we go selects an enemy and throws select an enemy and throws an incendiary at it and its sides, dealing 200 fire damage with 100% chance of inflicting 1 stack of burn. Not bad, not bad. And then we got the ultimate blasting potion, strikes an enemy within range 5 times. Oh, we were wondering how easy it is to apply burn. Well, okay, it's only 40% chance. I don't care about the damage even, but the damage is still huge. I mean, look, 5 times AoE, that is like 650 fire damage and 30% chance, 40, of inflicting 1 stack of burn. I mean, this is how we can easily get a lot of burn to get our epic hero going. And that epic hero will do a lot of damage. Let's go over here. We got Percival, another burn hero. City of Trials, aura with attack. The hero skills deal 30% more damage to enemies inflicted with burn. That is a huge passive skill. He's mage, so that's what I like. Strikes the enemy 3 times, single target, with 75% chance of inflicting burn, which can go to 100%, so we can get 3 stacks of burn just there. There you go, single target. Grants 20% attack up to all burn allies. Love it. Okay, I mean, this is a rare hero, isn't it? Yeah. So you have someone who can increase the damage of all your burn allies for 10 seconds, and he's a rare hero, and then attacks the AoE team with 650, which can be boosted by extra 30% if someone else even applies this. But this is a huge buff here for the team. Okay, so let's look at poison team. Didn't get anything. Dauntless, I mean lightning. Yes, we got 1 Thunderbolt Ariyasu. Ooh, an orc with a club. For each enemy inflicted with electrocuted on the field, the hero gains 5 stacks of attack up to 10, so 50% attack up if we got enough electrocuted enemies. Deals 400, wow, that's huge single target damage to the target if the target is inflicted with electrocuted, triggers Thunderbolt once on them. And then we move to this AoE, deals 660 attack lightning damage to enemies within range with a 50% chance of inflicting electrocuted. 75% chance. I would definitely not recommend building him with accuracy because, you know, that is low chance of getting electrocuted and only every 20 seconds. But yeah, he's probably gonna do a lot of damage once we can see that in action. And we can go further down. I don't think Rally will get anything. Rally is not getting anything really. I mean, the Radiant team is not getting any epics. It's not getting any rares as well. Let's move to the Frost. I'm expecting at least one Frost. There we go. North Ice Blast, and that's a melee hero. If the hero has Ice Crystal after casting the skill, after casting the battle skill, he will consume one and cast the skill again. When the hero deals damage, there is a 20% chance of granting one stack of Ice Crystal to the Ice Blast ally with the highest attack other than the hero. This is amazing. This is amazing. When he deals damage, it doesn't matter if it's an auto attack, it doesn't matter if it's a skill, and only your highest attack hero will get it. So basically the target you want to have as many ice crystals as possible. A very good enabler just from the passive, sadly a melee hero. Strikes enemy twice, each dealing cold damage. We don't care about that, really. Deals 700, oh that's huge scaling here, to enemies within range with a 100% chance of gaining 1 stacks of ice crystal. Right, so basically he will get Ice Crystal here every 20 seconds, which means every 20 seconds we can cast an extra battle skill. But this passive is huge. Okay, 30% chance ideally. And you can build him around basic attacks as well, or around haste, and you know, cast the skills more often. And then if we look here at the bottom, we got nothing. So that's it. That covers all these heroes. Tell me, guys, which ones you are most excited to get. I think, me personally, him, not only he looks cool, he deals a lot of damage, dispels all the burn, and as I said, my fire team is quite good. Other than that, maybe my frost team is weak, but getting all these frost ice blast heroes will be amazing. But I mean, this hero that will be the new Uteor 2.0. She looks amazing, she sounds amazing, and I'll be able to test her before we can get our hands on the mid-season event. So that will follow up. That's something I'll prepare for you guys later on. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye!